Hello everyone. Today I'd like to share you a lesson I learned today. It's something really interesting to me. I've no idea whether you have heard of this term before, but I know everyone definitely have heard of anxiety before. But it's not something we all know. It is coined by a doctor from the UK, but now she's working in the United States as a professor and a coach as well. She coined a term as isolation anxiety. I will explain this term later. Let me tell you about the background of this doctor. She used to work in the NHS in the UK, but at the time she felt everything was so daunting. Also, there are so many things that were out of her hand and her control. Even though there are so many things that she didn't want to do, but with the authorities from the organization, she thought that she had no choice to say no. Of course, then she eventually moved from the UK to the United States as an organizational psychologist and worked as a professor in the Cornell University. During this time when she was in the United States, she also took her time to study extensively related to isolation anxiety and study various topics in the study of called compliance, defense, influence, and authority. Such a long name, I know. And she noticed that many people around the world all face this situation. Isolation anxiety is the fear of speaking out loud despite something may against their morality or their wellness. So, for example, I myself, who is a medical graduate, I have extensive knowledge related to medicine. I, of course, have to go visit doctor when I'm ill. No matter whether I'm licensed doctor or not, I always have to visit another doctor to get second opinion. And this is important, not because I lack medical knowledge, it's because it can more accurately diagnose my disease or illnesses. But of course, without my own knowledge, I won't be able to help myself whether the doctor who are treating me make an accurate diagnosis or provide the best treating management or not. And a few times I also found that many doctors also had some misdiagnosis, and I spoke those out because with my knowledge I believe that I have the right and the power to speak for myself rather than hand all the power to the professionals. Also, this is my responsibility to take my health in my hand. Similarly, for other people, regardless whether you have medical knowledge, it will be better for you to have your extensive research on your own condition. I'm not saying that people should Google on their symptoms and self-diagnose as well. What I'm saying is it is important to collect a sufficient amount of data and information you need so that you can provide your own personal advice. Because not all doctors have the most appropriate treatment for each individual. On top of that, everyone have their own symptoms and treatment. If each person can provide and have the knowledge to think for themselves, then it will definitely optimize the treatments given by the doctors. However, if a patient have some doubt about the treatment or the medical plan given by their own doctors, it would be also a great idea to seek advice and discuss about the disagreements or doubt between themselves and medical professionals. But still, many patients are feared of whether they will be overlooked by medical professionals, or they may misdiagnose themselves, or even fear of speaking out loud. Then they miss the chance of giving themselves the opportunity to speak out and educate themselves as well. When we speak out loud, we often cause this tension among this society, among the people who we are talking to. This tension often seen as weakness, but in reality, it is the strength that we have. For people who don't have the influential power, people often see authorities as fear. So that's why people often fear of speaking out loud for themselves, for their own rights. Also, this society often emphasizes the importance of being polite. Yes, I'm not saying that being polite is bad. However, it should have the balance between being polite and being confrontation. Being confrontation means that you are willing to be bold and speak for yourself and for the public. If you speak out loud for yourself, you not only helps yourself but also help other people who may also suffer from the pain you are going to face or you are currently facing. Also, after speaking out loud, you may find achievements because you find that sometimes people will accept what you want to say, and you got what you really want. Not the one that you may harm others, but you got the right for yourself and for other people as well. So that is the moment before courage. When you want to speak out, our inner body often sends signals to yourself saying that no, there's something not right. So you often feel the discomfort when you really want to talk to the person you're talking to. And there's a study done by Here we have a study shown by some researchers and scientists. The participants were given two choices. One is to choose option 1 with $5, and they can get this no matter what, without any condition. And the second one is they can get money, or may not be able to get money, but if they but they may get money ranging between 0 to 10 US dollar. If they're lucky, they can get 10 US dollar, which is much higher than the option 1. But if they are unlucky, they may not be able to get any money at all. So naturally, many people prefer to choose option 1. However, when the participants were told that if they choose option 2, then they will get they said they will comply to choose option 2. Then of course, naturally, people don't really want to choose option 2, but because of the anxiety and fear of not choosing what they really want, they still decided to choose option 2, despite they didn't really want to choose option 2 at all. Then the ratio turned from turned from 8% to 20%. Then when the researchers told those participants, saying that if they chose option 2, they will not only get bonus, the bonus will be much higher than choosing option 1. Then more people turn to choosing option 2, despite knowing that they may risk of not getting any money at all. Then the rate jumped from 20% to 42%, which is much higher than the previous one. As you can see, that's how powerful compliance is, despite they find that they don't really want to choose the one they want. On top of that, they not only don't want to choose option 2, they also find distrust increasing a degree of mistrust and distrust to those people who force them to do so. It also shows the similar situation in our day-to-day life, where people often face authorities and they have to comply despite knowing that they have the option not to comply at all. Given awareness, I think it's important for everyone, including me, to being aware of this phenomenon in our day-to-day life. If we comply every rule and request by our authorities or our partners, it will sometimes hinder our ability of critical thinking skills. In terms of critical thinking, it's really important for us to stand on the ground, not being forced by other people. So that's what I want to say. Thank you for listening to my lesson today, and I hope it's really can resonate with you as well. Talk to you next time. Bye.